Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. My name is Prime, the Incursions are here, and of course, the most asked questions. How can we beat this Incursion? How can we get that Ouroboros to drop? Let's dive right into it. Today, I'm gonna show you a full video how to defeat the Incursions through our way. We had a day one clear with these tactics. Of course, there are a lot of other tactics that other groups are using. Of course, you can maybe do it a little bit faster or in different ways. And all the tactics will be refreshed in the upcoming weeks. But for now, I'm gonna give you a full guide how to beat the Incursion and how we did it. And in the up and coming days, I will have other videos explaining it a little bit more in detail and with the tactics, with the builds per area. But without further ado, let's dive right in and let me show you how you can beat this new awesome content, the Incursion Paradise Lost. And starting with the estate, the tarmac, the turrets, however you like to call it, the first part of the Incursion. And what we use over here is one tank build with a big shield and 3 DPS players. Preferably go for strikers, as that does a lot of damage and you definitely need it. When you walk in, what we do is we split up 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Then there are a bunch of ads coming towards you. You want to take them out and try to take as much ads as possible and then push forward a little bit. Make sure that you take out all the ads that will run up to you, but do not touch or get close to the stairs yet, because if you get close to those stairs, the turrets will pop up and then it's gonna be a lot harder to take out the ads. Try to focus on the ads first, and when you feel it's a little bit more safe, walk up to the stairs with both teams. Then when you walk up, the person that has the tank build with that big shield will try to get the aggro away from at least one turret. If you can start on the right side or you can start on the left side, doesn't matter. That's your choice. But there are few places you can jump up on. As you can see right now, I am standing next to this yellow garbage truck. On the backside, you can jump on that garbage truck, and if you aim over the garbage truck, you can shoot a few barrels. If you take those barrels out, the turret that is connected to those barrels will be deactivated, and then as that tank person walk to the other side, walk to the other turret, try to get the aggro away from your teammates. Your teammates will jump up on this little wooden shed, and again, exactly the same as with the yellow garbage truck, there will be an opening that you can shoot through. Those barrels will explode, and then the turrets are out of order. Take out the ads if they are still there, and that's the first area. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Again, use a tank build with a big shield to make sure that you can get the aggro away from your DPS players so they can take out those turrets. And there we are, the second area. Let's call this the tanker. This is where we need to protect this tanker in the middle. Again, you can go for one shield build and 3 DPS builds, but for this run, we went for 4 DPS builds, straight up 4 striker builds. If you feel a little bit squishy, you can go for some PFE mods, protection from elites mods, but still, DPS is still king. The faster you beam them down, the less you get hit. There are 3 different waves within this area. Wave 1 will only be ads that will be focused on you and your teammates, and do not shoot the tanker. The second wave will be marked enemies. There is a little bit marker above their head, and these enemies will only aggro the tanker, and you need to take them out as fast as you can, because these are biggies with big miniguns. They stole the miniguns from the Black Tusk and they're trying to take that tanker out. What helped for us is using your foam. Yes, even on a full red build, just equip your foam launcher and you can foam the enemies and you can easily take them down. They are not that tanky, but you need to focus fire them fast. Make sure that you call it out to all of your teammates and then take them out before, of course, they hurt or even worse, destroy that tanker. If the tanker gets hit, there will be some holes in the tanker and that will leak some special fluid. Whenever there is fire or few barrels that's standing next to it will explode, you will see a bluish, purplish fire on the ground. Do not walk through that. That will take you out. That does a lot of damage to you. And then we have a third wave, and those are named drones. Those drones hit very hard and will again only shoot you and your teammates. Don't forget, these are named drones, so make sure that you are in cover. Make sure that you're healed up and just beam those drones down. So the first two waves will be there multiple times. So the ads will spawn multiple times that will aggro you and your teammates. And then of course, those marked enemies with that little marker above their head, they will spawn a couple of times as well and will only aggro the tanker. When you took everybody out, do not walk towards the door. Don't get even close to the door. And then if you are running around with 4 DPSs, make sure that the tanker, the kiter, switch back to his tank build with that big shield. And why? Because when we come close to this door opens up and our first boss will spawn. If you have that tank build, just stand in front of him because all those bullets will go towards the tanker and will not try and take you out, but will do a last effort to still take out that tanker, and you can still fill the objective at that point. So make sure that the tank build with the big shield tries to catch all the bullets. The teammates can focus fire on the boss. When you take him out, you completed this area. And there we are. This is the third area and the first big boss, and an awesome looking boss if you ask me. The full fiery bluish hunter out there, even if he smashes through that wall, it looks so freakish awesome. So what do you need for this? Again, go for a tank build with a big shield. Try to go for armor regeneration and hazard protection. And try to go for Vanguard. Vanguard is a very important thing as well. Then again, go for 3 DPS, 3 strikers will be the best choice for you to go for, or at least in our tactics. So let me explain a little bit how this works, as we need to kite the boss around, and you preferably want to do that by the tank, the kiter himself, not the 3 other DPS people. When he follows you around, you cannot hit him. He is immune because he is on fire. When somebody is on fire, what do we need to do? Exactly, we need to put out that fire exactly with this boss as well. There are a few spots in this area, there will all be marked with a white circle or a white square, and those are connected to a sprinkler system. When you kite the boss to one of these spots, make sure that he's in the middle. Somebody else activates the sprinkler system, he will get cooled down, and then you can do your DPS phase. It should be around 10 seconds or so, and the person that turns the valve will have the aggro. So what is important is that you instantly jump out of this room where all the sprinkler systems are. So make sure, if you have that aggro, if you have that red eye on you, instantly jump out of that room so all of your DPS players or everybody can just do damage on the boss. And you wanna try at least take out 2 bars per DPS phase. So when you do that, the tank build runs in, he turns the valve again, because when you turn that sprinkler system, when you turn that valve, you will get that aggro. This is how we like to do it. Always try to keep the aggro on the tank so all the other DPS players can focus on the ads and can focus on the boss when it's DPS time. Every time that we cool him off, after that, a whole group of ads spawn. Make sure that the tank build just guides the boss around, and preferably in the middle of the room, so your teammates will not be affected by this boss. Because if the boss comes close to you, because he's on fire, he will set you on fire as well. So make sure that you keep the boss as the tank build, as the guider, in the middle of the room. And what I like to do, or what we like to do, is just run around this little round table at the start. He will chase you and you can just keep running circles. Make sure to keep the circles a little bit wider, because if you get the circles a little bit smaller, you will be too fast for the boss and he will smack you with that big axe. But because you're running around with a hazard protection build and hazard protection tank build, the damage and or the fire or that hardened foam that he will put on you if he hits you with that axe will not affect you that much. Of course, it will affect you a little bit, especially that hardened foam, but overall, that is the way to go for that tank build. So then just bring him to one of the spots. If you communicate with somebody that is at the sprinkler system, communicate where you need to bring him. Make sure that if he swings, he's in the middle of that circle or in the middle of that square. Then communicate, hit the sprinkler system. It has a little delay of a second or so, so make sure to time it right. Then he gets cooled off, and then do your DPS phase. Take out the ads after that and rinse and repeat. So how does this sprinkler system work? This sprinkler system is within the room where the boss comes out of. The boss at the start will open up a big hole in this area. The doors will open as well, and within this area where he comes out of is a sprinkler system. You have 4 different valves you can turn. You have one on the left, you have 2 in the middle, and you have 1 on the right. The sprinkler systems have a little drawing next to it to show you where the sprinkler system will be activated. And this can only be activated every 90 seconds or a minute and a half or so, and it will light up with this little green light that you see. So if you see a green light, you know that that sprinkler system is active. If you want to know how long it takes, just aim up a little bit and you will see this little count up from 0 to 99. If you're close to it, call it out or run to another one, or just wait until it reaches that 99. That little green light will pop up and you know the sprinkler system is active. So for the right one, if you activate this, as you can see on this little drawing, that little red circle is the valve that you need to turn, and you can see that there are a few places that the sprinkler system will be activated on, and the most right one is this one next to the pool table. If we go to the middle and keep on the right, this sprinkler system will turn on for the 2 middle ones right in front of you. Those are on the podium. And as you can see on this little drawing, you will see a little red circle again. That is that valve, and that shows you that the 2 white squares on the podium will be activated by that sprinkler system. And if we go to the middle and go to the left sprinkler system, you again see this little drawing next to it, a little red circle that indicates the sprinkler system, that indicates the valve when you turn it, and this will activate the 2 little white circles in the middle of the area around that round table where you wanna guide the boss around. And then of course for the last one we have the most left one. Again, there is a drawing next to it. Again, there is a red circle that indicates the valve. And then next to you, you can already see it through the opening of the door. There is that white square, and the sprinkler system will activate this. And that's pretty much the whole explanation I can give you about this. Again, we will dive into a little bit more details and tactics with a little bit more advanced video. And one tip I can give you, like I said at the beginning, the tank build has to have that Vanguard. Because as you can see on his health bar, there are 3 different white lines. Every time that you pass one of those white lines, he will drop a sort of bomb on the ground. And whenever the boss detonates that bomb, make sure that the kiter gets that shield in front of him, because all of your teammates will receive that extra bonus armor and that will absorb that blast. Everybody is still alive and you don't have to worry of your medkits, or you don't have to worry on going down. And then we are at the last part of the guide, at the lovebirds, and this can be quite challenging. For this we're using a healer and we're using 3 DPS players with, again, Striker. Striker reigns supreme in this whole incursion, so for a DPS build, build yourself the best Striker build, but don't worry, I'll have you covered with builds in the next couple of days. So let's dive in. How does this work? You open the gate, you walk in, we go 2 to the left, 2 to the right, you aggro the bosses and they will fire a flare in the sky and it will start raining mortars. You will have 2 mortars in a row. So 1 mortar comes down and then another comes down and then the boss fight starts. There is a drone flying above one of them. It's total RNG, at least as far as we know. And then just try to kite the bosses away from each other, just like we did with Buddy and Lucy. Because we can only do damage to the one that doesn't have the drone above his head. If you take away 1 bar or a little bit more than 1 bar of health, they will ask for the drone to assist them, to protect them, and that's the only time that you can do damage to the drone. So the moment that you see a little sign up, or that they calling out that they need the drone because they need some protection, call out drone, drone, drone for your teammates, and then all you have to do is focus fire that drone and take it out. When you took it out, maybe you can take it out in 1 turn, maybe it takes 2 or 3 turns, but if you take it out, they will run back to their starting point and then focus fire the smaller one, focus fire Johnson. Johnson is the less tankier one, but he throws very annoying sniper turrets. They will one-shot you, doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter what build you're running around with. They will one-shot you, and they are quite OP because they don't really have to aim at you before one-shotting you. So watch out for those things, and then when they deploy that sniper turret, straight focus fire that sniper turret, because that can screw up your round. And there is a moment at 3 health bars from Johnson that he will put down a healing box and straight focus fire that healing box, because that heals full bars of health for both of them. Just like the sniper turret, focus fire that, make sure to take it out. There will be a moment where they will become immune, and then the fatter guy, the Chunga, she will fire a flare in the sky, and then it's gonna rain down mortars again. But this time it's a little bit more than just 2, it's 4 or 5 mortars coming down, so make sure to run in a straight line, don't run towards each other and try to dodge those mortars. Then rinse and repeat, try to kite the bosses away from each other, shoot the person that doesn't have the drone over him. When the drone flies over, take that drone out, they will run into the middle again, and then again focus fire Johnson, the smaller guy, because you want to focus in taking him down first. If you take out the fat guy first, the Chunga first, then the Johnson will call in the named drones, and we already encountered those named drones while we were fighting at that tanker, and they hit hard. They will shred through you, and if you take out Johnson, the smaller guy, then the drones will not come in. The Chunga, the fatter guy, will have a little bit of a stronger flamethrower, and here and there will be mortars coming down, but these mortars are a little bit more effective and a little bit bigger range. So if you see that red circle around your character, start running. Start trying to focus fire that last boss, take him out, and that's pretty much it. I know this is quick and easy. It sounds like quick and easy, but I will come with a more in-depth guide on this as well to talk about our tactics, how we do it, and of course, which specific builds we use. So that's pretty much it. You have defeated the Incursion. Let me know in the comments down below if you have different tactics. Let me know if you already completed it, and of course, did you get that Ouroboros? After a few clears from us, nobody got the Ouroboros yet, but I have a friend of mine, Palm. He got the Ouroboros dropped twice on just a boss drop. So that's 1% chance, and he already has 2 Ouroboroses. Lucky bastard. Lucky bastard. But you deserve it, my man. You deserve it. But that's it. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. I know this was a little bit of a longer one. I hope it helped you out. If you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form, make sure to like this video. And of course, if you're new here and you want a little bit more in-depth guides about the Division 2, the future Division 3, and the Division universe, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next video. PurePrime out.